Going through the ages in Civilization VII will change dramatically, and it's time to have a closer look at all the changes and how this will affect your gameplay when you are moving from Age 1 to Age 2. If you're looking back at the previous Civilization games, you probably remember that going through the ages means basically nothing. You could switch from the medieval age and research something in the Renaissance age, and the only thing which would really happen is, well, you're finishing the research, of course, and maybe some of the buildings will change, and that's that, right? There is nothing really to it when you are moving through the ages. As I said, that will now completely change in Civilization VII, where it becomes more like a clean slate and like a mini reset. So the question is, what will change? Well, the first thing you probably immediately notice is that, the graphics changed again. But this is now the time where you have made quite a bit of decisions with other players in the Age of Crisis, which is happening before changing the ages. And now every player will move into the next age. The times are over where you could have already jet fighters in the air, and some of the AI players were still experimenting with crossbows, right? So that doesn't happen anymore. Everyone will now move into the next age. And it will also catapult you a few hundred years forward in time. And why that is so important, we will talk about in just a minute. But now that you moved forward, it is time to look back at what you have done in the previous age, and you will realize, oh, some of the buildings I actually build don't really do their utmost best anymore. So there are now two types of buildings. There's a type of building which, after you change the age, will still do its thing, right? But they will lose all the adjacency bonuses they got previously, and they basically have to be updated or have to be completely replaced with something new, which also allows you for the first time to actually paint over districts when you are entering a new age. And then there are the buildings which would just stand the test of time, and they would just do what they have been doing for hundreds and hundreds of years, and you have to do nothing about them. The next thing which also changed is that all your military units will now go back into your city. They will all spawn to the closest city nearby, and they will automatically be updated to the tier 1 unit of this age. So what they are doing now is, yes, you are still researching new units, you are still upgrading your units, but every time you are moving into a new age, all your previous units, no matter which tier they have been, they will now be upgraded to the tier 1 unit of that age. And then you basically have to go through the upgrade process again till you reach the end of the age. And then the same thing will happen again for the next age. And what they are doing with this is that, yes, there is still like units are getting stronger progress or process happening in the background, but at least at the beginning of a new age, everyone is starting out with the same power, right? Again, this is you cannot have fighter jets fighting against some crossbowmen waiting to hopefully shoot them and do some damage or whatever, right? That doesn't happen anymore. Speaking of units upgrading then, you might think, oh, wait a minute. What happened with the war I just fought? There was a war going on. Like, I was fighting a big fight with an enemy. Where did that go? Well, as I said, this is like a mini reset, so there is no war anymore. And, as I said earlier, you have also been moved forward a few hundred years in time, so basically all the wars stopped. But, and to make this very clear, even though your country you're controlling changed and times changed, your leaders did not. And you can make damn sure that everyone remembers that there was a war going on. And you can be assured that the AI is also remembering that. So just because the war ended, that doesn't mean it has to stay that way or it will stay that way for a long time, right? And then there is something else. right now we have talked about a lot of things you have been losing, right, when you are moving through the ages. But there is also something you are gaining, depending on the choices you made in the previous age. Like, did you do a lot of discovery? Did you do a lot of conquering? Did you do a lot of science? You will earn talent points you can now use in your specific leader talent trees. Yes, the leaders are now coming with different talent trees, and you can put points in, and you have to make decisions which path you want to go. It's a bit closer to the governors from Civ 6, right? But now your leader has like all those trees with them, and you basically choose like which path you want to go down there. But those are the biggest changes for the new ages coming, or how the new age system works in Civilization 7. And personally, I was not really happy about this at first because I thought, man, this is destroying a lot you have been working for, and you have to basically do it again, and it might feel a little bit repetitive. But then I have also been thinking about and looking back at my previous Civ games, and I realized that sometimes a lot of the decisions you make happen in the early to mid game, and they might be good for you, they might be bad for you, and the same goes for the AI. And so, even though there should have been a chance for you to come back from it because on how the games worked, you sometimes didn't. And the only thing you could do is throwing that game out of the window and start from the beginning. Here, now, with this new system, they kind of want to give everyone a second chance. Well, because there are two ages, well, three ages in total, but two times you are moving through the ages. They want to give everyone a third chance. Now, we have to see how all the other elements are working together and how this really works out directly. But I think it could be a good thing for the longevity of this game and to feel more like everyone is getting still a chance to come back from smaller mistakes they made at the beginning. And again, we have to see how it plays, how it feels. I'm still a bit skeptical on it, but I can see the merit in this new system. Let me definitely know what you think down below in the comments. I would appreciate that. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. If you are also new to the channel and you love strategy games as much as I do, please consider to subscribe to it, because that's what we are focusing on here. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. Bye-bye.